muted. There we go. I'm not muted anymore. It was me. So, a bit like that first half, really. Amy, talk to me about that first half.
What a smooth link that was. Do you know what it's reminding me of? When was that the last time I came on this show? Was it Rochdale at home?
Yes.
Where we completely underestimated them, and they were a really well organised, decent side.
Mm-hmm.
And then something just clicked second half, and we managed to get that goal. And I feel like we've actually been quite rude to Crewe. We've really underestimated them. We've been a bit arrogant about actually this has to be a win for us. Well, hang on, this is a really good, well organised side. I'm quite enjoying the football. Like if I was a neutral, I'd be enjoying this game. As an Ipswich fan, I am frustrated to hell.
I'm not. Rob, how did you feel about that? I'll explain why in a second. But Rob, how did you feel about that first half?
Well, I would say that, I think Crewe are obviously a decent team. They've sort of proved that, but I think you'd still, realistically, if you're going to get promoted out of the league, you have to be beating them at home. Any of the other top sides would consider that. We need to take the same approach. I think, honestly, we've struggled to create. We've probably been second best. Could easily have been behind. Actually, Holy made one very good save, but we've also had last-minute blocks. Has been, me and you discussed, Martin's been an overload on Ward's side. I think we've been second to a lot of things. It was one of those games where I think a lot of the crowd would have been downstairs in the bar at 38, 39 minutes.
Yep.
I think the home crowd would have been rather unimpressed. Let's put it that way.
Well, there's a reason why Crewe were Darren McAnthony's dark horses. This is a team that's been together for a number of years, has consistently built on year, and they're playing a system they know, and you can see that, really.
Yep.
I thought at times we played okay. I thought at times we played absolutely woeful. I've been critical of Thomas Holy, so I'll give him a shout out. Great save, although you have got a huge wingspan being the size you are, so it is a good save, but you should save it anyway.
But the reaction, it was like right in front of him. I did think of you when he saved that, because every time I listen in, you and Cruncher and Matt are always having a moan about Holy. So
I'd still put Cornell in goal. I'd still put Cornell in goal. My biggest bugbear, I suppose, is is three of our front four. We'll leave Edwards out, who's playing out of position, but he's playing fairly well. Alan Judge, where are you? Freddie Sears, where are you? And Ollie Hawkins, Rob. Talk to me about Ollie Hawkins, because
we just spoke, didn't we? I think the point is with him, he's one of those strikers where you have to hit him. If you ask him to run onto something, to chase something in behind, to outmuscle someone, it doesn't work. And he's actually at his best. Most strikers, you say, he doesn't want to be with his back to goal. He doesn't want this and that. He's actually seems to be at his best when you play into him with his back to goal and he can link up with players. If you put it over the top for him, if you put him in with a one-on-one, I'm not sure he's even had a one-on-one. I can't think of any. Because
you've got to be a bit.
He doesn't. Yeah, true. But we're not, unless you get it into his feet. He can link up play probably quite quick if you get it into his feet.
Yeah.
But if you ask him to chase things down, it comes back every single time, 100% of the time. And like we discussed off air, when you've got the channels, if we're playing with the channels, Jackson will warrior defender. Norwood would get in there, win a free kick, make someone give away a corner throw in, put himself about a bit. Hawkins isn't going to do either of that. The only way that Hawkins is going to worry a defender is if it's one of those cases where it's a straight battle in the air in the box, who wins the header, who can jump highest.
If it's
we don't create a lot of chances, and also the other thing is that if we're fast getting up to that point, he's not in there. He's not not in the right area. So, I mean,
there was a key ball, wasn't there, in the first half where it got pinged into the central, and I think from a deflection. And instead of it helping the attacker, which you would think after deflection it would, it helped the defender, because Hawkins still couldn't get across the face of the player.
You were saying at that point, Hawkins get across the front of him. The other thing is the defender did what you want the striker to do, got across the front of him brilliantly.
Yeah, because he's just not fast enough. I think it's one of those. He's one of those players that he can probably do a job if you get the ball into him and things, and he might be worth bringing on if you're chasing a goal. But you need to get bodies around him. You need to be putting balls in the box. If you're asking him to be involved in linking up play, even flicking things on, nobody gets beyond him. So,
in which case, what is the point in playing him up front? He surely isn't right. Why is Lambert persisting with one up front? Like Hawkins, it doesn't suit Hawkins. It doesn't suit Norwood. It doesn't suit Jackson. His name was escaping me then. I'm not convinced it suits Lancaster either. having seen very little of Lancaster. So why are we persisting with one up front when actually the problem we have at the moment is our strikers scoring goals? So surely we need to be playing to the what's going to work for them.
I think this really shows up the lack of strength and depth. We're all saying it's great that no strikers scored for all this time, and I said at the time that it could catch up with us, or it will catch up with us. But the problem now we've got is that Hawkins plays in a 1 and Hawkins plays in a 2.
Yeah. Better in a 2. Better in a
2, but at the moment, Jackson's just about fit. So now for the first time you could say this season, Jackson might get in ahead of him down the middle, but Jackson's on his own down the middle. He'd do more, he'd work more, he'd run the channels better, but you still don't want him alone down the middle.
No,
so I have to say at the moment, I think Hawkins, you almost need to get people round him until you've got Norwood fit.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's not necessarily Hawkins isn't playing well, and certainly isn't.
We're not giving him the chance to do what he can do.
Alan Judge is not helping Ollie Hawkins because he's not playing close enough to Ollie Hawkins. And equally, even if he was playing within touching distance, he's not fast enough to trouble anybody anymore. You need somebody like an Armando Dobra in that role where players have got to be a bit wary that this guy's fast. He's going to hurt me. If I switch off, he's going to hurt me. And we had that with Crewe many times on the counter-attack where they're looking to break with intent and pace. Yeah. Edwards has done it, but when it goes to the left side, it's been a bit plodding. And we spoke off air, Rob, about
plodding is a very good word, actually, for that.
About our left side. Poor old Stephen Ward is being overloaded because Freddie Sears is neglecting his defensive responsibilities.
I think we said also that Ward doesn't. I'm still not convinced he looks fully fit to me. Kenlock looks more fit and what's the phrase? I don't know. He looked like he was able to sort of be more flexible, come inside, read the game better, and react to things quicker than Ward is at the moment. I don't think he's fully fit, if I'm honest. Anyway, he's being overloaded.
I'd still rather have a semi-fit Ward than a fully fit.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. In terms of player, he's obviously a lot better.
But he's not being helped, is he? Because
he's not being helped. I just wonder. Yeah, I want to see someone in that team that can just stand someone up and then drop a shoulder, go past them. Leon Edwards is the only one that might be able to do that in the team. Yeah. I think this is a good opportunity for Bennett because Sears is not playing well. You could argue he's out of position. We could argue that since about 2016. I think this is a great opportunity for Bennett to really run at somebody. And also, if he's hungry, what's the problem with asking Bennett to come on at 45, 60 minutes? Yes, cover Ward and get forward, do both of it. You're hungry, earn your place in the team. Show us why you should be in instead of Freddie. Go up and down.
Yeah, Vodka Red Bill says we need to stop blaming players, swapping players. One man's responsible, Lambert. People forget. The thing is, I disagree with that because Paul Lambert is not on that pitch today. He is on the sideline. So you can say what you like to a bunch of men, Amy, but once they cross that white line, they are responsible for their own play, their own actions, their own responsibilities. And there's just not enough at the moment. People standing up and being counted. Crewe Alexandra are playing us a way we want to be played. We've said for the last 18 months, teams come to Portman Road, dig in and ask us to beat them. Crewe are saying, we know you can't beat us. We ain't worried about you. So we're going to beat you. That's brilliant, isn't it, for our players?
I'm going to disagree with you because it's Lambert that's deciding to play one up front. And for me, that's the problem. And that's why we haven't had strikers scoring. Leon Edwards isn't a striker and he's our top scorer at the minute. That is down to Lambert and the way he plays. The reason we are in League One is down to Lambert. It isn't down to the players.
Oh, controversial that is. Love that. Yeah, the reason we're in League One is down to Lambert. Put that on Twitter and just sit back and with your popcorn.
Oh, she likes doing that, Zara Amy.
I do not.
She's definitive of anything else. Look, we could disagree on that one. What would you do to make the changes at halftime? So you're Paul Lambert, you're in that dressing room, you've got your subs bench available to you. What do you do? How do you change this game, Amy? And I will ask you, Rob, in a second.
I'm with Rob on, I think the key thing that he just said was, why do we have to wait until 80 minutes or whatever he does for the subs? Get him on now, get him on in 60 minutes, get another strike, get a different striker. I'm not even wanting to. No, do you know what? Sod it. Get Hawkins off. Get Lancaster or Jackson or Bennett. I think that's an absolute stroke of genius. Someone with real energy, with real I've died to see Jackson play again, so I'd like to see him burning up the middle of the pitch. But for me, it's an early, quick change with a striker and go at them straight away after the break, like we did at Rochdale, because all it takes is just catch them off guard, like we did, at home against Rochdale. Just get straight in there. Do you know what? We are Ipswich and you're not going to boss us around at home. Get that goal and then build on it. That's what they've got to. But if they come out subdued like they have been first half and allow Crewe to carry on with the control, I'd love to see the possession stats from that first half, because it's clearly going to be like 80% Crewe or something ridiculous.
53.5%.
Is that all?
Yep.
I would have said much more, but that's what we need to do, is just come out and say, actually, we're not letting you take the mick anymore. We're gonna do this.
Rob?
Now.
Yeah, I was just about to say about Judge, and Crunch has already just got there just before me. For me, I would change the system. By the way, I don't think he will, but I would if it was me.
Yeah.
I would. I think the moment we're in this position with Hawkins, where I still think he's probably the fittest striker. So however we've got here, I think it's under investment. Clearly, it would have been Drinham, wouldn't it? Probably, but I think you've got to persist with him, because we're going to need him. Whether we should have him, whether he should be in the team, whether he shouldn't be in the team at the moment. Don't see a lot of choice, so I would change it. Put him, get Jackson up with Hawkins. I would probably go two in midfield, Bishop and Dazelle. I would take Judge and Sears off, and put Bennett instead of Sears, and obviously Jackson instead of Judge. That's the change. Okay. So I want to see. I was just about to say we've had next to no attempts on goal. I didn't realise we'd actually had no attempts on goal. Mm-hmm. We need to get at them and really run at them. Go 4-4-2. Go at them. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'd stick with the same formation. Bring Hawkins off, move Sears centrally for the first 10-15 minutes. Bring on Bennett's out wide on the left. Judge, I would leave as well for the first 10. And Alan Judge, you need to take control of this game. I don't care how you go out and do it.
And then you change Hughes for Judge and move Bishop forward.
Yeah. Or you can bring on Jackson for Sears. Yeah. Either way, you've got to get pace. Yeah. No, you're right.
But they're in control, so you can't just take the pedal off on the defence. You've got we can't just relax on defending, if that makes sense, because they're the ones leading the game right now. So you can't just say completely moan about a defensive midfield, for example, in the nicest way possible. Yes, we absolutely need other attacking options, but you can't leave the back four exposed, can you?
Look, on a day where we've got a heavyweight boxing fight this evening, this game is your heavyweight boxing sort of contest. It's slugfest central. It is blow for blow. They're knocking us about in that first round. We've now got to come out and really start throwing some haymakers, because otherwise we're going to get beat convincingly in the end here.
You've seen the other results as well. Peterborough winning standard. I think Hull are drawing. Sunderland have won. Portsmouth. I'm not sure Portsmouth might be losing actually, but a couple of the teams around us are on the way again.
Yep.
This is where I can see us getting detached. We might be the best of the rest, but that might mean that we're seventh.
Portsmouth are a goal down to Charlton.
It's hard to get back
Charlton
in.
are in the top bunch, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they are. So. We've said what we're going to do at half time. Dave says he'll go 3-5-2, as does somebody on Facebook. I did just see it. Apologies, I can't remember your name. Matt Jones, system doesn't work. We have no outball. Everything is so slow. Mark, with a striker on the bench, we turned down millions for, and Hawkins kept his place. Yeah, that's an interesting one for me, Mark, because no matter how fit Jackson may or may not be, his pace alone is going to scare defenders. As an ex-defender, trust me. Playing against Ollie Hawkins is easy, Rob and Amy, because you literally just have to stand him. He's not going to get in behind you. You've got to worry about a spin and go.
Yeah, like I said, the way he's going to do you is if you're pumping balls in the box time after time after time. How many crosses have we had? I'm waiting for the stat to come up. A couple, maybe.
But that's the problem. Yeah,
we need to get lots of balls into the box, and we need to do it when bodies are there, not on the break, because he's just not going to be up there, is he? So you have to build it up and work towards a cross in the box and good delivery, and that's, with respect, that's asking a lot of us to do a lot of things right just to create a chance for Hawkins that he might hit the
one person. Yeah.
So
agreed. Bang on.
Absolutely brilliant. Right.
There you go.
Yeah, there are the scores. Hull are drawing 1-1 with Swindon. Northampton are beating Wigan 2-0.
Doncaster beating Lincoln.
And they're just out for the second half. So we're back at full time for your say. Forget Boris Johnson and the whatnots. Come back here for full time. Have your say. Get on the show. Ask for the link. Get in the chat section. But we'll be back at full time, hopefully with 3 points. And we'll have pints and points. So we'll see you at full time.